Oh, hi there.
Hello, baby girl.
Oh, hi there.
Did you miss us? I missed you so much. She's Southern Kitty. What's up, guys? Root Fam here, and we just got back from an incredible 3-day trip. It was supposed to actually be 4 days. Well, I guess it was 4 days. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. This was supposed to be 4 nights, but we cut it short to 3 nights, which is kind of awesome because we discovered that if you drive back home late at night, then you can wake up in your own bed and have like a full day home. Because we've done this trip a lot. We've been trying to do it once a month since quarantine just to get out of the city. And I grew up in this area in the Hudson Valley, and so we've just been trying to go there more. Normally, we only get there like maybe twice a year.
I think 2019 we only went once.
Yeah, which is really sad because my mom and brother live there. So we've had to kind of discover new places to stay. And over quarantine, we started going, we went June, July, August, and we have September booked already. So this time we went to a new place, a little further than we normally go because we normally go to Woodstock. But one of our friends posted this place on Instagram, which is, I guess, where you're gonna find everything now. And I was like, what is this? This place looks so baller and awesome. And it was called the Scribner's Lodge. And it was in Hunter Mountain. It was about 3.5 hour drive, would you say, from here, from Philly?
Almost exactly 3.5 hours, yep.
And it was exactly like the Instagram look.
And it was cool because you could look out, like you basically go out onto your patio and you can see the ski trails for Hunter Mountain.
You've skied there?
I've skied there, yeah.
Such an awesome view. And the hotel, we got there, and whenever we go any new place, we take a tour first. And we're like little kids. If there's a gym, we check the gym out first. But we check out the property, checked out the pool, the bar, restaurant. It's very small. How many rooms do you think there were there?
Yeah, I would say probably like 30.
And they didn't have the place full because of social distancing.
They also had a policy in place where when one person checks out, nobody's gonna go into that room for another 24 hours. So they were probably not even fully booked.
And the pool wasn't that busy. Like there was plenty of room for a couple lounge chairs in between people, which was nice. We definitely felt very safe there. People were wearing their masks. People were super polite about it. It was awesome. The room itself was really small, but like super well done, like upstate chic design, which is like my shit. The smell was incredible. It was intoxicating. And when a smell is that good, you're like,
every time we went into the room, I was like, I need to get this for the house.
yeah, but then we weren't gonna spend $32 on buying the candle that they sold.
No.
So it was a beautiful place. Unfortunately, we could only stay there one night. I would have loved to have stayed there our whole trip because it was really that fantastic, but they are very booked out far in advance. So I wanna check out when we can possibly go there again. And it was really reasonably priced compared to like other Airbnbs and things that we've gone to. The total Instagram worthy thing is the sauna that they have. It's like a piece of sculpture art on the property. It's this like cylinder
It's like a
sauna.
spaceship.
Yeah, it's just like you can see into it, and you can book 30-minute slots, which it was so hot out, so we were not going to be baking inside the sauna. Although it cools down a lot up there in the mountains at night. You do need like a light jacket, which I absolutely love that mountain air, cool summer night feeling. It's the best. Just gotta spray the hell out of yourself with bug spray because I currently, and you're currently scratching yourself.
Yeah.
Because we have like 50 bug bites on ourselves from sitting outside. We were a little hungry from a 3.5 hour drive. So we're always hungry. So I got a margarita. That's my jam. What'd you get?
I got the Devil's Path IPA, which was my recurring drink for the entire weekend.
Which is what you had like 15 times.
Yeah, every time I had a beer, I got that.
I mean, you know what you like.
Yeah, I hadn't had it before, and it's my new favorite.
The Devil's IPA.
Devil's Path.
Devil's Path. All right, I'll know
Which
that.
is a famous trail in the Catskill region.
Yeah, we've done that one before.
Yeah.
That one was hard, I remember.
Yeah.
And then we got some smoked trout dip with this amazing homemade sourdough bread and like pickled vegetables. Just like the perfect light snack to have when you get there. And then we had dinner reservations at the restaurant there. It was called Prospect, and it was phenomenal. Like, I don't know how I never knew about this place, because the lodge has been there since the 60s. I grew up maybe 45 minutes away, but when you grew up in the area, you just don't venture out. And then I got a salad that I've never had this many organic, fresh from the garden vegetables in one bowl. It came and it was like a piece of art. There were edible flowers in it, and I was like super overwhelmed. I didn't even know where to start. Yeah, and then of course Mackie's job when we go on trips is to look on all trails.
Yeah, it's the thing we do at night is look on all trails for the next day. And thankfully there was a rated difficult trail only about 2 miles away, 2.4 miles away. And it basically was going from the base to the peak of Hunter Mountain, except that it went just straight up.
We're headed up Hunter Mountain, which is where people ski like black diamonds, and we're gonna attempt to run it. This could be an epic failure, or it could be the most amazing thing we've ever done. Only time will tell.
So we're attempting a 2,000-foot incline in just a little more than 2 miles. Should be interesting. Wow.
You okay?
Yeah, that was intense.
It was like a semi-truck. Just blue dirt in our eyes. The plan was we were gonna run. We were gonna go on a
Yeah,
run.
so the trail was 4.7 miles out and back, and then it was 2.5 miles to get to the trail. So if you add it all up, it's just about 10 miles.
Oh, just a broad street run. No big deal. So we start running the 2.5 miles to the trailhead, and pretty immediately I just had the sensation in my body that it just wasn't into working out that day, which doesn't happen very often for me, and when it does, it can be frustrating because I love exercise so much. But I think the humidity was just really thick, and even though the temperature wasn't that high, it just felt very hard to breathe, and my muscles felt like they weren't getting enough oxygen. And we start running, and it is kind of an uphill to the trailhead, and then it goes downhill a little bit. We start running up a hill. It's not like we're even starting to run on a flat.
Yeah, as soon as we leave the property, we're going up.
Yeah. And I could just feel myself, like I couldn't go fast. I just couldn't get
Legs
momentum.
felt heavy.
Yes, it's like when your
Hard to breathe.
Yes, your legs feel like they weigh 1,000 pounds, and honestly, it felt like my muscles just weren't getting the oxygen that they normally get when I work out. You just know if you're having like a good workout day or a not good workout day. And unfortunately, I felt like in that moment I was having a really not good workout day, and I was like, shit, should I just even take a day off? Should I just like say like, fuck it, and tell Mackie like,
let's turn around and go back.
Let's turn around and we'll just go lay out by the pool, and it's just today's not my day. And
at this point we're about 2 miles in, so I figured, all right, well if we turn around and go back, all right, we got a 4-mile run in.
At least you got something in. But
that's not the end of the world. But I was like, you know what, we looked at this trail, I want to see what's up at the top. Let's just push through. Let's get to the trailhead. Let's get to the start of the dirt trail.
My coach told me to get to the start of the trailhead.
And then we'll reevaluate when we get there.
And I kept having to walk. I kept having to stop and walk and then start running again, and I was like, oh my God, like this just doesn't feel good. And then I worked myself up, which you know can happen. I have dealt with anxiety a lot of my life, and sometimes when you have a feeling of your heart is palpitating and you're feeling like it's more challenging to breathe, that can sort of signal you to have a little like more anxiety or a panic attack. And it had been a while, but I started to feel like I was working myself up because I wasn't feeling normal. I wasn't feeling like how I usually do. But sometimes that happens, and it's okay. I realized to just honor that moment. Like, all right, walk to the trailhead if you have to. Don't put so much pressure on yourself, and just calm yourself down. So I just was trying to take some deep breaths, and told myself I have a choice. I don't have to do this. We do this
Yeah.
for fun. We do this for
Yeah.
choice. So it doesn't matter if I don't end up doing it or not. We're on a trip. But I get so excited to do these things and go on these trails because they're so beautiful and it's so worth it when you get to the top. And I just told myself, like, because at that point we thought we were going to be running the trail.
Yeah.
I assumed it was going to be a run. And so that's why I was like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that. But I just told myself, then walk. You can just walk it in slow pace. Doesn't matter. Which ended up being the case anyways because this trail was nutso and you could barely run this trail. So it worked in my favor. But the second I let myself be okay with whatever happens and not put pressure on myself, I felt better and I was like, let's do this. And we got in the woods and the temperature changes when you get in the woods. It automatically always feels better when you're like in the shade, in nature, and we did the thing and I was fine. I actually felt super energized. I don't know, that was just a moment of having to push through, which hasn't happened in a while, but it can happen. And it doesn't matter if you decide to not or to do. There's no right or wrong there. I just decided to push through in that moment, but it's also okay to honor your body too and take breaks if things like that happen and you start working out and you're like, I'm really not feeling this today. But this wasn't really supposed to be like a workout. This was supposed to be an experience of like seeing a view and going,
a fun adventure.
Yeah, going on a hike. So, but I really assumed that we were just going to be going on a run. We had our running shoes on. We weren't planning going on a hike.
Yeah, any of the reviews and the pictures of this trail were basically like, oh, it's great cardio, but it wasn't supposed to be very technical.
I was envisioning we were going to be going up like a ski slope for some reason.
Yeah, up like the
Hunter
grassy,
Mountain.
the melted ski slope. Yeah.
No. But we got there and I started to feel immediately better when we got out into the shade and started going immediately up. And then we continued to go immediately up for 2 straight hours. I feel like that's how long we were going up.
Well, it was 2.35 miles from the start of the dirt trail to the fire tower at the top, which was our goal point. I think the first mile and a half, it took like 45 minutes. It was like, oh, we only have 1 more mile to get to the top from here. And final mile to get to the top, we just came to almost a complete, super deliberate
Like, are we
hike.
even moving now?
Yeah, we were wearing our running shoes. We
Like,
were
if you
not
try
prepared.
to run, you can't run. Like, your leg won't lift enough to run. And there were points where you have like 3 points of contact.
Yeah, it was so steep that you had like
Remember
2
the
feet
dog
and a
couldn't
hand on
make
the
it up?
ground. Yeah, there was 2 dogs that couldn't make it.
It was, because it was just got a little scary at one point where it narrowed and this woman was with her 2 dogs, which like, damn girl, go you. She's like by herself with 2 dogs. I wouldn't be able to handle even 1 dog, let alone 2 by myself on a trail like that. People amaze me, these people that go out by themselves and do these crazy hikes alone. The Hunter Mountain hike was probably the hardest hike as far as elevation and cardio we've ever done. Wouldn't you say? And we like even more than like the ones in Boulder, Colorado. Just this was relentless, straight up.
There might have been one more. No, I don't think so. I think that was the most challenging one we've ever done.
Because of length.
Just because you go up 2,000 feet of incline in less than 2.5 miles, so it's pretty intense.
It's pretty aggressive.
So get to the top, and there's the fire tower.
Yeah, which there's always a fire tower at these
Not
things.
always.
What is it? I don't even know what is that? Why is that there? How does it get there?
I think they used to be at the top there, and there would be a guard or a person manning the fire tower, and they would see if there's fires.
Oh, so they just like survey the land to see if there's a fire?
Yeah.
Like a
They're preventing
forest?
forest fires.
Oh, forest fires. Got it. Yeah, there's a bunch
That's how all of the old mountain houses have burnt down. So they're trying to prevent the fires.
Oh, okay, that makes so much sense. Yeah, because we've seen a lot of like abandoned houses in the woods too that have been burned down, like old like lodges and estates and things like that that you can hike into in the middle of the woods, and you're like, how did this get here? So we go up the fire tower, which is the way that you can see the panoramic view.
Yep.
We're both scared of heights.
I hate ladders and rickety stairs.
Yeah.
And that's basically what a fire tower is.
Yeah.
These old 100-year-old rickety stairs.
But we do it.
We did it. I mean, and at the top it's rewarding because there's a 360-degree view, which you don't get unless you go up the fire tower.
So you really have no choice. So we hung out there. We don't hang out very long. Like, we're not really...
Well, especially because we hadn't prepared properly for this. We didn't expect what it was. So we didn't have any snacks or any additional water.
I was so pissed at you that we didn't have a snack.
Well,
I was like,
You didn't
my
wanna
blood
carry
sugar
it.
is low. I was not expecting it to be that hard. And I actually was like, yo, do you think I could like ask that guy for an extra Cliff Bar? There was this like these guys eating their snack up there. And
Like, there's no way they brought it extra for you.
And Mackie's like, please don't do that. I'm like, fine, I'm just gonna suck it up and go down the mountain and just be really starving and eat my face off when we get to the bottom.
Yeah, so on the way down, I was now looking at the clock. As we started to work our way back down, it was about 9:30, 10. Basically, it was gonna be impossible to get back by 11.
Which we didn't even know if 11 was checkout. I was thinking, oh, they're probably cool.
Maybe it'd be 12.
Yeah. Like, we'll be fine.
But also, you know, so we're trying to go down quickly, but also you have to be careful.
Yeah, I fell 3 times. Why is that funny?
The hardest part...
I always fucking fall.
The hardest part about going down is being careful not to sprain your ankle or catch any loose dirt or loose rocks.
Check.
Or fall onto your butt.
Check.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Roll my ankle at least 3 times, which I've done so many times, so I feel like my ankle's just...
It just rolls.
Just roll
That's what it does.
over, and we're fine. Luckily, like, not too hard. It's always the right.
So we get down to the bottom, finally. Now you have another 2.5 mile run back to the hotel.
Savage.
That was rough. In theory, that was our 2.5 mile cool down.
I would say we were just tired, but we were also hungry. Like, we didn't have any more reserves.
Yeah.
So we didn't really eat. We had like a tiny snack before we left. We would do a whole like jog, run, walk back. But then probably the last mile we ran because we were like, okay, we're just so close. Just run. Let's just get back sooner. The sooner we get back, the sooner we can eat breakfast. That's a motivator right there.
Yeah, our lunch at this point.
Yeah, food is the motivator. I went to the front desk, asked the concierge. I was like, what time is checkout? And he said, it's at 11. And I'm like, oh shit. I told him.
We're already late.
I was like, I'm so sorry. We'll go get our stuff right now. And he was like, it's fine. I'll give you till noon. And I was like, oh, thank you. They were so nice there. They were really, really nice there at this place. Got showered and like packed everything up, but we took our bag for the day because we were gonna hang out at the pool all day, even though we checked out. It was noon already, so we were like, we'll have lunch at the pool and we'll hang there. They have this thing there called the Shack, which is really cool. I guess it's supposed to be almost like a beach shack on the, it's where they serve like pool food. And I had way too many frozen pineapple, icy drinks with tequila in them. You had more
Devil's Path.
Yeah, more Devil's Path. I had my first lobster roll ever, which I'm regretting having in upstate New York because I really should have that in New England.
Yeah.
It wasn't as good as it probably is in New England. I already know. They had homemade ice cream cookie sandwiches, so at the end of the day, I got one of those. I was like, I have to. We got the last one, so I was like, it was meant to be. Because that's your favorite thing. How long were we there? We got there at like 4 o'clock, and we left at 4 o'clock the next day.
Yep,
like
24 hours. 24 hours at the Scribner's Lodge.
Yeah, that's it. You can do a lot in 24 hours.
Yeah.
Felt like we were there at least 3 days. And time is slower in a sense when you're in a place like that, with nature and the mountains, and it's just different.
It was a good first day to be in the mountains after, leaving the city. It was nice to escape.
Yeah, we've been trying to do that more. Just get out in nature and go upstate once a month with all this.
And breathe some fresh air without a mask.
Yeah, and there's just something about the air quality there that's just, it's like intoxicating. Makes you feel really, really good.
So we got back, packed up our stuff. We got ready to head to our second destination, which was the Emerson, which we'll talk to you about in our next video.
Which is where we got married.
Yeah.
So it has a lot of sentimental value.
Yeah, so we were very excited to be able to go back there for the first time since they've reopened. And that was a different experience, so we'll talk about that soon.
Stay tuned.